Hello, and welcome to another episode of Lights Out, your virtual campfire. I'm your hostess with the mostest ghosties, Sylvia Schultz. Humans have always been fascinated by the bizarre. There have been many books written about the mysterious and strange in this world, and TV shows bring oddities right into our living rooms. One of the most devoted collectors of the weird was Robert Ripley. He was drawn to the bizarre, and he shared that love of strange with the world. His legacy lives on in the museums that bear his name, one of which is in Wisconsin Dells. Put on your collector's hat, and let's go lights out. From his first Believe It or Not cartoon, published in 1918, until his death in 1949, Robert Ripley brought the odd and weird to the world's attention. He went all over the globe in search of the fantastic, and he found it. Ripley's cartoons appeared in more than 300 newspapers around the world and were immensely popular. Beginning in 1929, he was paid over $100,000 a year to write for William Randolph Hearst, the newspaper giant. Ripley also pulled in big money from speaking engagements and sales from best-selling books, radio shows, and his museums. In the depths of the Depression, Ripley was earning well over $500,000 a year. And he earned it. People in the Depression were desperate for cheap entertainment, a way to escape reality for a while, and Ripley provided that. By scouring the world for oddities to share, Ripley showed people that being unique is something all humans have in common, and that uniqueness is something to celebrate. Robert Ripley was perhaps the first entertainer to crowdsource his material. He had a popular syndicated cartoon, and he encouraged his readers to send him their own weird stories and facts. And he didn't even mind it when those letters showed up addressed to the biggest liar in the world. This novel approach to collecting material sometimes led to 2 million reader submissions a year. Clearly, his readers felt comfortable with him and were not shy about sharing their weird tales. When Ripley announced a contest, the submissions jumped to 2.5 million letters in 2 weeks. The winner of the contest was Clinton Bloom, who was swimming at a Brooklyn beach when he found the monogrammed hairbrush he'd lost in 1918 when his ship was sunk by a German U-boat. This crowdsourcing of material freed Ripley up to travel, and travel he did. He visited over 200 countries in his 35-year career. Hearst's publicists came up with a nickname for the globe-trotting cartoonist. They called him the modern Marco Polo. Robert Ripley fed his own voracious curiosity, and that of his readers. In doing so, he celebrated the achievements of everyone who shared their story with him. And now we get to experience Ripley's sense of wonder for ourselves. Over 100 years later, his cartoon is still running and has been joined by an empire of family entertainment. Ripley's Believe It or Not encompasses over 100 attractions worldwide. There are 31 Ripley's museums, or auditoriums, and one of them can be found in Wisconsin Dells. The museum in the Dells boasts 3 floors and 11 amazing galleries. I got to visit the museum as part of a Chicago Hauntings event presented by Ursula Bielski. And why do you suppose a ghost hunting outfit would be interested in this museum? Well, isn't it obvious? We were there to look for the ghosts that are said to be the invisible part of the museum experience. After all, in addition to shrunken heads, a sculpture of the world's tallest man, a room decorated entirely with furniture made out of duct tape, and a picture made of toaster crumbs, the museum also houses the mummified, bisected head of a mass murderer.
Ripley's museum is part of his legacy. He's been gone for 50 years now, but we can still watch him on TV. We can see him in publications and in museums like this that are all over the country. But this particular museum has a very interesting artifact, a unique artifact. The mummified severed head of one of the worst serial killers of the 20th century, the Dusseldorf vampire, Peter Kürten. He was born in Cologne, Germany in 1883 into a family of 13. He claimed that his parents abused him, that his father raped his sister. He claimed at the age of 9 to have murdered 2 of his classmates by drowning them in a local river, and then framing it as a tragic accident. By his teens, he was torturing and killing animals. By the time he was 16, he had run away from home, committed arson, sexual assault, and was imprisoned for these crimes. He later blamed the German prison system for a lot of the monstrosities that he committed. In 1913, he killed a 10-year-old girl in her upstairs apartment while her parents were working the tavern that they owned downstairs. But his reign of terror really began in 1929. He would lure women to secluded places, rape them, and then murder them, his weapon of choice being a scissors. Then he would visit the scene of the crime the following day, reveling in the horror that he had caused, and titillated by the fact that the police could not catch him. The newspapers started to glorify his deeds, and they gave him the nickname the Dusseldorf Vampire. But eventually he slipped up. One night, he took a woman back to his house, then lured her into the forest, intending to sexually assault her and murder her. She escaped. She fled to a quiet spot, wrote the whole gory story down in a letter to her friend, folded the letter, put it into an envelope, addressed the envelope, and posted it. She had put the wrong address on the envelope. When it arrived at the addressed location, the people who lived there opened it up, were horrified by what they read, contacted the authorities, and they went immediately to Kürten's house to apprehend him. But Kürten must have known that something was up, because he told his wife, believe it or not, this creature was married. He told his wife, turn me in, get the reward money. He went without a fight. He admitted everything, actually with a certain amount of glee. Psychologists took his whole story down and published the account in a book called The Sadist. In 1931, he was sentenced to death by guillotine. And as the story goes, as he was walking towards his death, he asked the executioner a question that would have been something like this. Excuse me, but when the blade comes down and severs my head, knocking it off of my shoulders, is it possible that for a moment, if just the briefest moment, I might be able to hear the blood gushing from my neck? That, he said, would be the greatest pleasure of all. They took that severed head, the psychologists, and they cut it up to find out if there was something wrong with that brain. There must have been abnormalities, defects, something that would account for this creature being such a fiend. They found nothing. To the end, Kürten maintained that the reason that he had done what he did was because of his bad upbringing and his bad time in the German prison system. Which brings us back to Wisconsin Dells. That head is here, in the darker side of Ripley. And employees who work in that area have experienced some strange things. Shadowy figures moving about in the halls. Loud voices when there's no one around. One manager heard a great crash from the front of the building, as if the front window had been smashed in, went running to check it out. The window was intact. There was no one there. Several employees, have reported that the men's and women's bathrooms, the blowers, the hand dryers in the men's and women's bathrooms would go on and off by themselves. Most eerily, stick your head in the bathroom and say, "Stop it," and they stop. But our favorite story is one of the managers who claims that when he walks by the exhibit, every once in a while he's shoved. He calls it being ghost handled. We like that.
One of the museum docents, Penny, proved to be a delightful guide for our evening. She walked with us through the museum, patiently answering our questions, pointing out items of particular interest, and sharing her paranormal experiences as a museum employee.
I have a few. This, for instance.
Yeah, I know.
It has, without anybody below me, I have it up here cleaning, and it will rattle.
Everywhere.
Like physically, like someone took it and shook it.
Okay, we're talking about the chandelier here.
Yep. And that shakes, more or less. Other than just that, I get feelings up here. I'm drawn, for whatever reason, other than I am Wiccan, to the Gerald Gardner chest. And even though it is a wax statue, I hate looking in those windows. I do not have a mannequin fear, but I hate looking in those windows. I really don't like being up here. Something...
So they sent you up here?
Of course they did. Because it's my job. As far as Peter goes, Peter is wherever Peter wants to be. He is not bound to up here. He will wander through the entire place.
Wow.
Most of the times if you're in here by yourself and you hear a bang or like someone walking, you just, "Hey Peter, how you doing?" And it'll go on its way.
Hey Peter, why don't you come up here? Like right now.
They're not here to hurt the museum, Peter. They're not here to break anything. I know you want to keep this place clean, and I know you don't like it when things get broken, but they're not going to break anything. They're going to take real good care of the museum. Okay?
No, I'm not.
It's like ice touching the back of my ear. It started as this little push right here, and now it's just this cold touch on the back of my ear.
Actually, it does feel colder up here, right?
No.
It's weird. Right behind your ear.
Flash.
Oh
That's weird. You're like giving off cold.
It's like
I'm a warm person, so that's funny. Because it's not here. It's like right there.
Huh. That's wild. No, you didn't do it. Stop it. That's too cold. It hurts.
One of the big draws of the evening for me, I mean besides getting to ghost hunt for several hours in a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum, was the fact that one of the exhibits was a real live Egyptian mummy. You know what I mean. We all had an absolute blast dorking out over all the fun exhibits at the museum, but as for me, I kept being drawn back to the Egyptian room. I have been obsessed with ancient Egypt ever since I was a kid. I was a little apprehensive about spending some of my ghost hunting time face to face with a mummy. Mummies give me the screaming willies, I will admit it. But I calmed down when I discovered that all that was left of this particular mummy was its hand and foot, and both bits were securely wrapped, so there really wasn't anything gross to see, which was fine with me. This mummy was a princess in life, and that's honestly all the museum knows about her. We don't know her name, where in Egypt she was from, or even what dynasty she lived in. All the same, I couldn't wait to talk with her.
I'll give you this. She likes attention.
Does
The
she?
princess likes attention. She's one of those ones as I'm going through cleaning I talk to every night. Because it's not that she'll do anything to you, it's just she'll start getting these little feelings of, hey, hey, hey,
Nice.
talk to me, do something, come on, hey. So she's actually in one of our hidden rooms. So.
Well, she and I will have to have a conversation. I would like that very much indeed.
As I was going through and doing my, walkthrough to make sure that we were empty for you guys to come in, as I was passing, I said, if you really want attention, tonight's your night. And I walked, so she hopefully should be curious.
Oh, splendid. Okay.
Squeaky door.
Yeah. Do we know her name?
I don't.
Oh, okay. My lady, I am so pleased.
Sorry, the pneumatics.
That's pretty.
There we go.
I am so pleased to be here with you tonight. I understand you are still here, and it would be the biggest thrill for me to meet you and speak with you. I have been an admirer of your culture for most of my life. It would mean so much to me if you could give me a sign that you're here with us tonight. Can you tell me your name, please, my lady? It's the pneumatics. Yes. They say that to speak someone's name will make them live again. Please tell me your name so that you can live again for us. It doesn't last a whole lot long, does it?
It's supposed to be a secret thing. So
Okay.
I am chills right now. And this is actually the happiest I've ever been in this room.
Really?
I'm not sure if she's able to talk to you or not, but she is so happy. She loves the attention.
Oh, I am so glad. I thank you, my lady, for being here with us, and I'm kind of getting chills on my arms too, the hair standing up on them. It means so much to me to be able to talk with you tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Can you make a noise for us, perhaps? That was a noise elsewhere. So was that. My lady, could you perhaps maybe tap on the glass like this? Noises elsewhere. If you're not able to make a noise for me, that is quite all right. It is enough for me to know that I spoke with you tonight and that Penny says that you are here with us. You know her abilities, you know her personality, so if she says that she feels you, that is good enough for me, and I thank you for your presence, my lady. Is there anything else you would like to say to me before I leave? My name is Sylvia. Please tell me your name, my lady. I was hoping to catch things when we were quiet, but that's okay. Okay, we are going to go and visit a different part of the museum. You are perfectly welcome to join us. And again, thank you for being here with us.
That's the first time that's ever, having felt, feeling her in something, knowing she's there is one thing, feeling that is, wow, like my whole body just...
Is she in there?
She is.
What was her name?
We don't know. If you want to start hand in the foot, hit that button.
And that wasn't very horrifying at all. I mean, the hand and foot are still wrapped. So yeah, not nearly as horrifying as I thought it was going to be. Thank goodness.
Another place of paranormal activity is the ladies' room. Yes, the museum has a haunted bathroom. The hand dryer will turn itself on when no one is near it. We hung out for a while to see if we could capture anything interesting. This is how weird my life is, that I think nothing of standing around in a haunted bathroom, with people going in and out of it.
Dryer's over there. I'm actually gonna wash though.
Okay, she's washing her hands. You want to turn the dryer on for her?
Please turn the dryer on for me. Whoever gave me the nice bruise can piss off.
What now?
Oh my!
What
I
happened?
was up by the head. I felt something grab my arm, and that's what I ended up
Whoa!
with.
May I take a picture?
The head, Peter Curtin?
Yeah.
Dang.
You're the first bruise. That does actually look like a thumb plate too.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. I'm sorry, not that you're hurt.
It didn't hurt.
We're so jazzed that you have a bruise.
I actually looked around to see if somebody had grabbed my arm. Because I thought maybe somebody in the group just grabbed on.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Cleaning this place is gonna never be the same cleaning this place ever again.
Oh, do you clean here?
And that's part of my job is front desk. I sell the tickets, and then at night I come through and I clean. In fact,
So do you hear stories about the bathroom?
I've experienced it. The first day I worked here before 2 years ago, and so I was not unfamiliar with this place. I literally walked through that bathroom for the first time coming back this year, and it turned off. And I just looked at it and said, "I'm not new here. You can't scare me." Turned off.
Well, I know about maybe 8-9 years ago when I was here with my kids, I brought my daughter in, and we didn't even think twice. We just, because it's got the thing, we just thought maybe somebody came in or out when we weren't paying attention, But yeah, it did go off.
That is one of our biggest customer ones that we get. It's the hand dryers in both rooms. Because I've gotten women, I've gotten men who they'll come up and go, "So what's the deal with the hand dryers?" "What do you mean?" "Well, what trick are you playing with that?" I said, "Nothing." "No, you need to tell me what trick No, there's nothing.
Well, years ago it wasn't even known, because I didn't even know until they talked about it tonight, and I'm like, what happened? It's like 9 years ago.
Don't talk about it much. Because you can have people afraid of going into your bathrooms.
A lot.
So we're nowhere near the hand dryer. Can you turn that on for us, please?
No, you want to.
Come on.
All these new people.
Or you could tell me to shush, like you did Pam. Somebody want to shush me? Well, I don't want to hog the bathroom. If you're not going to turn that hand dryer on, we're just going to go somewhere else.
You're no fun. Because you know you're not going to scare her.
I'm getting to the point in the evening in the investigation where I'm like, all right, something needs to happen. But the stories tonight have been awesome.
I'm glad I've been able to give you that much entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
After getting skunked by the resident bathroom ghost, I couldn't resist. I had to return to ancient Egypt. I did at least try to conquer my lifelong fear of mummy bits.
Okay, again, for listeners of Lights Out, the things I do for you people. We're going to go in here, and no, I'm not going to be in here alone.
No, I'll come with you.
But we are... Oh, the door's just like down.
It's because the pneumatics are on.
Oh, it just happened to be. Okay.
No, when the pneumatics turn up, because what's holding it up is the pneumatic system. When you push the button, it releases, which brings it down. So now there's nothing holding it up. It's down. It will be down the rest of the night.
I see. Okay. All right, again, so listeners of Lights Out, the things I do for you. Penny and I are standing in the little room in the Egyptian wing that has the mummified hand and foot of our dear little Egyptian princess. And I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to go lights out. Oh, good, there's ambient light behind us. That's not too bad. I'm going to see how long I can stay here without getting the willies and just noping right out of here. Okay, the investigators. Why was there just a cold breeze on my left arm? It feels cold.
Oh, touch the glass.
There's no reason for that.
Touch the glass. It's heated back there. That's just our back room.
Oh.
There's no reason. It just gets warmer the higher up you go.
Oh,
It's
nice.
right here.
Oh my goodness. That is really quite spectacular. Try not to put fingerprints all over your glass that you're after cleaning. Okay. My left arm's still really fairly chilly. So, the investigators that were in here have said that they haven't felt anything in here. But, my little princess, I would love for you to come back. And if you would like to touch me, that is perfectly fine. Any reason I should hear tapping or little crunching sounds from my right?
No.
To my right is the case with the princess bits in it.
Yeah, I know with the pneumatics off, there shouldn't be any noise over there.
You guys can't see this since I'm just recording with sound, but I have to admit to you guys that I am very carefully not making eye contact with this case to my right, because I'm still a big baby when it comes to mummy parts. At least it's only bits and not the whole thing. Ugh. I'm sorry. That was rude of me. It's parts of a body that you once inhabited, and they deserve respect. Okay, well, I'm very proud of myself for staying in here in the complete dark. And I haven't wigged out yet. I'm learning to conquer my fear of the dark. If there's somebody with me, I'm fearless. But I have not gotten over my fear of mummies.
As I've never seen them move, I was here to tell you it's not.
Well, thank you for reassuring me on that front.
They've never moved. They've never crawled towards me. So.
Oh,
I'm pretty
don't
sure I
even
would...
start with that. Oh my God.
And she's done, folks.
And we're walking. That was great.
Penny and I couldn't feel the princess in her usual spot, so we went in search of her.
False spirit is the handle.
Would you like me left alone?
Not yet.
No.
Please.
Thought I'd ask.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. Princess, I'm back again. It's Sylvia. I've come back to talk with you again. Yeah, I can see the bone there. Okay, one more time and then we'll leave your body parts alone and we'll just talk to you. But yeah, I can see the calcaeus there, the heel bone. And all the fingers are wrapped separately, and that's the way they would have done it. It just seems weird to see those splayed out like that.
You're also going to get pulling from tendons and stuff as she
That's
dries.
true, yeah. Okay, well, we're here again to talk with you, if you're willing to talk with us. I know that you would prefer that I address you in ancient Egyptian, but I cannot do that. I'm hoping that you have picked up some English listening to the people who come and see you. I hope you have been listening to them enough to pick up some of our language. Can you tell me how old you were when you passed to the field of reeds? They tell me you were a princess. Can you tell me who your father was? Do you feel her around at all? Or is she somewhere else in the building?
I think she's somewhere else in the building. The only thing I've got is a little tingle in the back of my neck, and that doesn't even feel like her. That just seems like, ooh, what are you doing? And nowhere near where I was before when you were speaking to her. I'm not getting the chills or the tingles. Or
I'm not either. So.
She might have just decided to go see what other people are doing.
Okay. Think if we walk around we could find her?
Might.
Let's do.
Oh, I didn't know that was the door.
Yeah, that's where the princess's bits are.
You go in there and push the button.
Press that white button on the wall.
Here.
Push the button.
Press that button thing.
Oh.
Yes.
Smells.
4,000 years before Christ.
Unbelievable. It stinks in here.
Okay, please help me find the princess.
Okay.
I trust you. I place myself in your capable hands.
There was actually one night not that long ago, and the other girl who was with me up front, Nina, we came down here, and right around her room, we got, like, ill.
Ooh.
And we weren't sure what she was mad about, or what she was upset about, but yeah, it was instant headache, instant nausea, like,
Ooh.
it was horrible.
Oh no.
And I just, alright, she's ticked, why? No, she didn't go for it.
Oh, wonderful.
Walk in, you can feel the tingle. I am. She's just, she's watching.
My lady princess, would you deign to hold my hand? It would mean a lot to me if you would take my hand. I'm just a commoner.
Is this your guys' phone?
I don't know.
Somebody left their phone?
Mine's in my pocket. Oh, that's cool. I'm feeling kind of a tingling weight in my hand. Can you confirm for me that she's here with us? It's almost warm. It's trying to get warm.
She's trying. She likes you.
Well, I'm absolutely delighted to meet you, my lady. Can you tell me what favorite food you enjoyed as a child? I know I'm asking a lot of questions, but it is such a thrill for me to speak with you tonight. The tingling is kind of, it's like rolling around my palm right now. The tingling is so strong it's almost tickling. Oh, thank you so much. Two pulses of warmth.
My dear princess, I think you found a friend.
Well, thank you so much, my princess, for holding the hand of a commoner and reaching out to someone across the ages. Thank you so much for doing that.
You look like you could faint. Are you okay?
That was amazing. Oh no, I'm way past okay. That was great.
Bad. Like they hated they didn't like not being able to wander.
Oh, okay.
And once we finally got the bonds lifted, she realized that not only can I go through the rest of the museum, I can go out.
Oh my.
But she will often come, most often comes back, but she very rarely leaves.
Well, I can understand that. This is home now, so yeah, why would you want to leave?
But I've had a couple of times where I assume she's out wandering the world because I have felt her not at all. Like I'll go through the entire museum and not feel her at all, and it's kind of like...
Oh my. That is so cool that you're able to do that.
She's the closest spirit I've ever had. That I actually, without a doubt, the first feeling I know who it is.
Sure, you're fine.
Like I can't tell Peter.
Yeah.
There probably are a few others, but they're lost to me. They're just noise.
I can understand that.
That night, I do guard myself when I work here, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
She was the only one, no matter how many boards I put up, no matter how many guards I have, I can feel her on the edge of them going, poke, 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 poke. Okay.
Well, the Egyptians are a very spiritual people. So they know their stuff.
Oh yeah. But this should probably keep her happy for a while.
Oh.
I don't think she's had... Well, because people will come in and she has to deal with it. Yeah, all of them have to deal with the, well, I don't believe it, or the teeming masses.
Yeah.
Is a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
To have a group of people come in and respect her for who she is, to me feels great. Just on my own feels great because I
can't wipe the grin off my face. I'm just having such a blast.
It's the overall feeling of respect. I'm sure Peter probably feels the same. You know, the overall sense of respect that you guys acknowledge, believe in.
It was such a thrill to have the run of the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum after hours for the most ridiculously fun ghost hunt I've been on in a while. My thanks to Penny, who was my patient native guide for most of the evening. And the whole event was the brainchild of Ursula Bielski, who runs Chicago Hauntings tours. If you ever get a chance to join Ursula on one of her tours, give yourself a treat. You totally deserve it. Her events are really something special, and they are always both interesting and entertaining. Thanks for tagging along with me on this visit to the Wisconsin Dells. We're going to hang out here for a while, since there's still loads to see. In the next episode, we're going to take a river cruise and visit a haunted island. Remember your life jackets the next time we go. Lights out.